Okay, we're back from our little break there. We had to do some switching over, so we'll get started again on part two. Again, if you're watching on the website, this part will start right away. If you're watching on YouTube, just look for part two and click on that. So we'll get right to it. The next company we're going to talk about today is a company called UEX Corporation. UEX is a uranium exploration company. That just going to pull up their website here. To go on their website, it's uex-corporation.com. And on the disclosure, we are shareholders of the company. They're also a featured company in our Allan Reports email newsletter. We started coverage of them in our December the 5th, 2006 letter, which was our 10th edition. And this is the first time we've had them on one of our shows here that we do online. And so, again, their website is uex-corporation.com. And they recently had some news out. We're looking for, in their... if you go to their website, they have an investor info section. Then you click on that, and the news release we're looking for is their September the 21st, 2010 news release. And from that, the headline is UEX outlines the 58B deposit and expands mineralization at the Kiana deposits, including intercepts of 12.4% uranium over 3.7 meters and 1.39% uranium over 34.3 meters. There's a reason those kind of numbers are highlighted. That's very high grade, and this is something that they've had many times with UEX's drilling. They went on in the press release that they announced results from continued exploration of the Kiana and the 58B deposits, both of which occur in northern portions of the Shea Creek project in the Athabasca Basin of Saskatchewan. The drilling results for the completed $8.25 million 2010 Shea Creek exploration program have been reported to UEX by Areva Resources. That's their partner. Shea Creek hosts the Kiana, Ann, Colette, and 58B deposits and is 49% owned by UEX, with Areva being the operator. And so then they, in the press release, they go on and they give you some more details about the drill program. Some of the highlights of the program was that the confirmation that the 58B target area represents a new uranium deposit along the Shea Creek trend. Discovery of a new mineralized structure immediately to the north of the Kiana deposit intersected by SHE 136 series drill holes, and expansion of the footprint of higher grade areas of the Kiana unconformity mineralization. Then they talk about the drilling results from the Kiana deposit. Again, some of those high-grade intersections, and they got several here to talk about. I think they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 holes, all with good intersections of very high-grade uranium. So then they give you some details about their drilling at their 58B deposit. Again, some really encouraging drill results. Then they got a description about the Shea Creek deposit, so it can give you an idea of what they're shooting for, what they're targeting, what they're trying to find there. And then there's some more information about UEX and Areva. And I think they've also got, at the bottom of the news release, they got some maps there, so it gives you some ideas of what their drilling is encountering at depth, and gives you some three-dimensional visualization of what's going on there. So that's a really good news release there that gives you lots of great details. Some of the reasons that that's all the stuff we wanted to talk about in their press release. Some of the reasons that we follow UEX, we've been following them, as I said, since 2006. And what initially caught our attention is whenever we're looking for a exploration project to follow, there's certain things that we look for. And UEX has those things when it comes to uranium. In the case of uranium, we're looking for uranium mining friendly jurisdictions. Saskatchewan is one of the most important sources of uranium in the world. And so that's definitely, they've been producing uranium there for a long time, many years, and they know what they're doing, and they know the risks, the challenges, and how to go about it. And so that's why so much uranium comes out of Saskatchewan. Now, in Saskatchewan, it's the Athabasca Basin, which is where all of it comes from. What makes the Athabasca Basin quite exciting is the high grades of uranium that are found there. In many of the other places throughout the world where uranium is mined, it's much lower grade. In this area of Saskatchewan, it's a high grade area. So those are all the hallmarks. And then once we find, in the right area, then we want to see what the drilling is encountering. And since we started following them up till today, they have been consistently coming out with very high grade uranium intersections. It attracted a major mining company, Areva, as a partner, and so they're heading in the right direction. We're really excited. We're bullish on uranium long term. Right now, it's kind of went through a big run up and then a pullback for the uranium price, which when things were running up, everyone's much more excited than when the price is pulling back. But nonetheless, we think that the price is headed higher, and as more people start to come into the uranium space and looking for companies, UEX is a really good company, and we like what they're doing, and we like where they are, and we think that as more investors start looking for high quality junior uranium companies that have high growth potential, UEX will be one that they're able to find. And so that's some in a nutshell why we follow UEX. Again, if you want to do your own homework, their website is uex-corporation.com. Great place for you to go and do your homework. So that's a wrap on our chat regarding UEX. The next company we're going to talk about today is Lakeshore Gold. Before we get on to that, I just got to do some changing some websites around here. We always like to do our disclosure. On the disclosure, we're not shareholders of the company. They are a featured company in the Allan Reports, the email newsletter. We started coverage of them on June the 15th, 2009 in our 24th edition. We've had them on past shows on our ustream.tv channel. There's a link to that just above me, one of those sides. And just click on the Ustream, and then you would look for September the 16th, August the 25th, and August the 5th, 2010. We had them on all three of those shows, and so you can find them. And if you want to navigate your way around the shows, go to our blog. It's also a link up there. And in the blog, we do a little description of each show. And so if you go to the show, we put in there which companies we talked about, what we talked about, and the time that each company is in the video. So if you just wanted to do your homework on Lakeshore, that's the best way to do it. Go to the blog, find those dates, and you'll find the description of the show. So Lakeshore has had 2 recent news releases out. I'm on their website now. If you go to their press release section, then you look for their 2010 releases. We're looking for the one on, we'll start with the one on September the 20th. Where do we go here? Oops. Of course, I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. So on September the 20th, 2010, the headline was Lakeshore intersects wide, high-grade gold mineralization at Bell Creek Mine development along North A zone progressing. Then they go into a bunch of details about they got a ramp that's going underground there, which will open up these zones, and they give you some details on how that's progressing. They give you some some of the holes. For example, one of their holes, BC 180-225, intersects 6.95 grams per ton gold over 8.6 meters. Then they have a bunch more holes there with high grade like that over very substantial intersections. Then they have more details in the press release. Tony McCooch, who's the president and CEO, has he really does a good job there of describing what's going on. There's a quote in there that gives you some good details. We don't have enough time on today's show to quote him, but definitely gives you a good overall big picture perspective of what they're doing and how things are progressing. Just checking out how I'm doing for time. We're doing pretty good. And so they got a lot of details in there about this recent drilling. They've got some maps that you can click on, and that'll give you an idea of what things are looking like three-dimensionally below surface in their drilling. The next news release that we're looking for is their September the 30th, 2010 release. And I'm just pulling that up. The headline is Lakeshore Gold Extend Mineralized System at Bell Creek by minimum 300 meters. Presence of high-grade core confirmed. Then they've got a table, or they got details there again on a batch of their high grades. It's much like the previous drill results. For example, one hole had 7.26 grams per ton gold over 30.8 meters. Another hole had a 5.85 meter intersection of 42.2 meters. So really good results there. They announced that was the additional 50 new holes and 15 wedge holes from the Bell Creek mine and the drilling in the area. Again, there's a good quote in there from the president and CEO of Lakeshore, Tony McCooch, who gives you a good overview and big picture perspective of what they have recently accomplished. They've got some really good details in there about the drilling. So, and then a table with all the drill results and maps that you can go look to. And sometimes if you're not, really adept at the geology side of things, it's not easy to sort of visualize these maps. But what those maps are really doing is they take a look at how things are progressing in a model view with their drilling at depth. So they'll give you like a section there, and you can sort of see how the mineralization is shaping up and the grades. And I suggest you spend some time trying to understand that. If you can't, make sure and give us a call. We've got a contact number up there. Give us a call, drop us a note, and we'll try to help you deal with that. Or contact the companies. They've got really good investor relations people there that will help you sort of walk through and sort of get an idea of what their drilling is encountering. And so that's the details from there. Lakeshore's a company we think has really good growth prospects. And they've got they're moving towards being a near-term producer. So have a look at their website. That's lsgold.com. Great place for you to do your homework. So that's a wrap on all of our chat regarding these companies. Before closing, we'd like to stress that this show and our reports are for information purposes only. We aren't making buying or selling recommendations. It's important for you to do your own homework and research and speak with your financial advisors before making any investment decisions. We're always trying to increase our audience. If you want to help us, we'd love it if you'd send out an email to your friends that follow the market. Let them know how to find us. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch the shows. We're well aware that everybody is busy these days, and we try to produce a show that saves you time and brings you helpful, high-quality information. Our next show will be tomorrow. We're going to have another In the News show talking about recent developments from resource companies. Hope you can join us for that show. You can find all of our work at allanberryreports.com. Have a great day.